that includes payment in full of the subscription fee that's determined by the steering committee, and also active participation in the activities of the Teso Karamoja Corporate Club. Now, I had told you initially that we started 8 years ago, and that was in 2018. That's when the Teso Karamoja Corporate Club was born, and then divided in 2 games. Mainly it was football. So the very first edition took place in 2018, and 12 teams participated. Now, just mention to you a few. There's Eastern Legends Corporate Club, there's Serere Corporate Club, there's Prisons, Bankers, National Water and Sewerage Corporation, Umeme, St. Stephen's SS, and others. There are 12. And yeah, up to now, we are big in number. From 12 we have grown. Last edition we were 20, and this edition we are expecting more than 20. Now, after competing in this league, we have winners. So I'll just mention to you the previous winners from the past editions. First edition, Serere Corporate Club was the winner. That was 2018. The second edition, Eastern Legends was the winner. In the third edition, that was 2022, Eastern Legends again. And then there was a pause. COVID-19 came around 2022. So because of the SOPs around that time, it was difficult to congregate teams because we were preventing the spread of COVID-19. Later we resumed, and Kumi B became winners last year, 2023 and 2024. And this year, we are modifying it to make it more corporate and have what's called the corporate spirit. So who participates in the corporate games? I already said that one, participate in the corporate games, the club must be fully subscribed for the edition's activities on an annual basis. And this is given in our Article 3 of our Constitution. The Teso Karamoja Corporate Clubs welcome all the corporate clubs and corporate organizations across the region to its membership. At the best league for the veterans, and also explores opportunity to network with other corporate clubs. We get physical exercise, and then we also incorporate what is called the social responsibility to transform our community. I like to state that we don't discriminate. We don't discriminate participants in any basis of race, ethnicity, religion, color, creed, sex, personal appearance, national origin, political affiliation, or any other bias. We come as corporates, and then we get into the corporate space, and then we play. But you need to note that for you to have players who qualify to participate in corporate league, they should not be active. Now, active means that they should not be playing in the FIFA system or in the FIFA system. Anything organized by those two. Those players should not be there. And we have designed that the age limit should be 30 and above, because we want some maturity. We feel like corporates will come and have fun as we are playing. We're not playing to win the World Cup, but to have fun, to socialize, to network, to market our products. Those are the reasons why we come. And the team should be able to sustain themselves for the entire season. Now, I mentioned earlier that we do corporate social responsibility. This edition 2025, our theme is promoting environmental sustainability in Teso region. You're already aware that our environment is under attack, and we're already experiencing the outcome or the effects of environmental degradation. When you look at people who have studied this environment, we have a son of the soil called Mr. Gero Anthony. He did a study in this region regarding the climate, and he found that we are experiencing extreme weather events compared to 1960s. It is causing higher crop losses. So farmers are in the garden, but because of the weather issues, they are losing the crops instead of gaining. This can be because of the drought or flooding. There's also damage of infrastructure. Some schools are blown away. Some roads are being destroyed because of flooding. And this is causing a lot of issues. We also have the Canberra pollution. Look around the city, look in our major towns. Most of the time, Canberras are all over, and this is not good for our environment. And like I said earlier, when we say play with the purpose, we are saying that as corporate lead this season, we are coming up to promote practices that will improve our environment and prevent environmental degradation. And these are some of the drives. We are going to do basically 4 drives this season in a way to promote the environmental sustainability. One is a drive called Clean the Environment Drive. When we appear in the pitch, before we start the game, all the teams are going to move around and clean them, pick all the cameras, pick all the bottles, so that we create an example for people to know that you can do something and make sure that you pick those cameras away so that they can be properly discarded or properly recycled for that matter. Another drive that we shall do is a drive called tree planting drive, because we feel that the amount of carbon, as a doctor, you know that when carbon is too much in the atmosphere, causes extreme weather conditions, including heat. In the last dry season, we had very high temperatures. Some days go up to 40 degrees Celsius. Now a human body works at a temperature of 25 degrees Celsius. But now we are going, external temperature is going up to 40. That was not good for our health. And in a bid to prevent such in the future, we need trees. And we need to encourage every family to plant trees. So we are, as a Teso Karamoja Corporate Club, we have a target of planting 10,000 trees this year. The third drive is what's called the education drive. We are going to work with the media fraternity to ensure that we talk to the public and educate them on the dangers of environmental pollution and degradation. We believe that when we talk to people, then they begin to practice the good cultures to safeguard our environment. We are also going to do what is called use the corporates as drivers of change. Corporates are people with potential in the workplace. These are people with potentials in the community. Some of them are leaders, some of them are managers, some of them hold different positions within the community. And at the moment, the community begins to see corporate practice these cultures to sustain the environment. It goes a long way in promoting good practices for our environment. These corporate clubs are all over the regions of Teso. And wherever they are, others are in Serere, others are within Soroti, others are in Kumi, Amuria, wherever they are, they'll be having these good practices that will promote the community and encourage them to practice safe disposition of these cameras, the bottles, but also other things like planting trees. So we are going to initiate, we are going to disseminate so that the corporate clubs can do the same in their communities wherever they are. Another drive that we are going to do as part of the social responsibility, apart from environmental promotion, is in health promotion. And this is blood donation. We want to do a blood donation drive. You may be aware already that we lose so many lives in Teso because of conditions that need blood transfusion. Sometimes Teso is one of the regions with very high rates of malaria, but also other conditions that need blood transfusion. And when you look at the report from Soroti Blood Bank, you realize that in a year, every month, they need 1,250 units of blood. Every month, 1,250 units of blood every month to sustain the people, our patients, and make sure that they are healthy. When we are talking about environmental conservation, we need people who are healthy to conserve the environment. So there's a deficit in cirrhotic blood bank. Usually, on average, monthly, they can collect about 800 to 1,000. Meaning that there are some patients who come, they need blood, but because blood is in shortage, some end up going into heart failure and then we lose them. When you look at the statistics, you know that mothers, when they are pregnant and in that time of delivery, from experience and data that we have in the unit, we find that 25% of this blood is consumed by mothers. Children below 5 years consume up to 50%. The need is high among the children below 5 years. They are vulnerable to malaria and other conditions. Then there are other things like accidents. Patients who need surgery consume this blood. So when we, as corporates, we want to use this opportunity to transform the lives of the patients. When we gather, we have a big gathering, we have a big crowd. There are times we pull over 1,000 congregation. And how do we use this to benefit the health sector? So we are going to run a blood donation drive so that we support the teams in the blood bank to ensure that they serve the community patients. In health, we believe that at any time we can call a victim. So through Teso Karamoja Corporate clubs, we can make sure that we have enough blood in the cirrhotic blood bank and ensure that our patients who may be sick at home, who may need blood, can adequately on time get the service of blood transfusion. When they are healthy, they will help us to transform our environment. So I would like to request the CEO to take us through the update for this edition that we are calling 2025 edition. Welcome, CEO.
Thank you so much. Yes, I want to recognize the executive.